DAR Communications plc has alleged that its subsidiaries, Africa Independent Television and Ray Power FM, are being persecuted by the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC) on instruction from the presidency. Its founder and chairman emeritus, High Chief RAYMOND DOKPESI, told a news conference at the company's corporate headquarters in Abuja this Thursday that he is in possession of private intelligence reports that several employees of the media outfit are being trailed by unidentified gunmen while exiting the office premises. Clearview TV's Rosa Wood was there and our reports.
Addressing newsmen at DAR corporate headquarters, DOKPESI said the NBC had imposed several fines on AIT and Ray Power for its political commentaries, despite the use of editorials and commentaries by media organizations as a standard feature to communicate their positions on issues of public interest.
This government, represented by the National Broadcasting Commission and its various agencies, have pushed this organization to the wall, and I have no choice but come out very publicly to support this institution which I contributed and devoted my whole life to building and supporting, to stand by it very firmly and defend it. I therefore cannot ignore our regulator, the National Broadcasting Commission today, that is under the leadership of a partisan politician by name Aisha Modibo Kawu, the Director General of the NBC. You all know that he was an aspirant of the APC for governorship of Kwara State before the recently concluded general elections in Nigeria. Is such a person in a position to regulate freely and fairly? Is it devoid of partisan interest in regulating the industry? The fact that he lost his primaries and returned to resume office as Director General of Police, is it in itself not despicable? In spite of the Global Broadcast Network license granted to DAR Communications PLC by General Sani Abacha administration way back in 1994, this Director General of the NBC has stalled the commissioning of our stations in Yola, in Oka, in Sokoto, in Kebbi since 2016 by flagrantly refusing the commission's engineers to inspect the fully built and equipped broadcast facilities for radio and television.
The media mogul also claimed that the perimeter fencing of DAR headquarters office was demolished by the Federal Capital Development Agency, exposing the property to external attacks.
This government has blackmailed, have called this organization the most unprintable names, to the extent that media agencies, advertising agencies have refused to patronize this broadcasting outfit on the understanding that the government of the day is antagonistic to this government. They have labeled us different types of names. They have demarketed this organization. It is only the goodwill and the grace of God that is still sustaining it.
DOKPESI, who later embarked on a solo protest to the National Assembly, U.S. Embassy, European Union, and the Radio House, all in Abuja City, also lamented the imposition of 500 million naira in licensing fees on private broadcasting organizations, while government-owned broadcasters pay 10 million naira.
The regulatory body, the FCC, in the United States of America, cannot determine the content, nor can it determine the editorial policy of any of the broadcast houses, no matter how small it is, or no matter the county where it is located, before you talk of national networks. And that the effort that is being made at the present moment is an effort to totally take the hands of the clock back by several years. The struggles to be able to get press freedom, to get independence, to get the Nigerian media to mature. So rather than progressing, we are now being made to regress.
Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, spokesperson for the coalition of United People's Party, and human rights activist Deji Adeyonju, who spoke with Clearview Television, condemned the move by NBC and called on the Commission to allow press freedom in the country to flourish.
Has to speak out against Kawu. He's just one individual. He's just one single individual that has stolen money according to government record, charged to court by government. So what is he doing in a government agency? He's a rogue until he proves that he's innocent. So to talk about regulating other agencies, talking about those nonsense, that is not, I don't understand the basis, the moral right and the constitutional right upon which he's doing all those nonsense he's doing. Those things are nonsense. And I can tell you that the will of the Nigerian people will surpass that nonsense he's doing. There is no shaking. But it's important to raise this issue to the international community and to the whole world. That those days are gone. We have passed those days now. Who survived the Abacha days and all these other days, and they want to talk about one small individual who stole government money and government has charged him to court, talking about shutting down AIT and suppressing press freedom. No.
He who is against your freedom will not allow you to express yourself. And all over the world, leaders, especially leaders who take power by force, the greatest threat to their power is when people speak out. And such leaders are extremely uncomfortable with people or platforms that allows people to express themselves. And tyrants all over the world, they have a pattern. You know, it does not matter whether it be Zimbabwe, it be North Korea, it be anywhere in the world. Anywhere where people decide what people should say, when they should say it, and how they should say it, then you already know that there's tyranny. And like I always say, democracy is about the expression of the people. Anytime you see that the people are afraid of the government, there's tyranny.
As a pioneer investor in the private media industry in Nigeria, DOKPESI called on all private broadcast stations to see present challenge as a collective fight and not for AIT and Ray Power alone. Rose Audu, reporting for Clearview Television.